I'll save some of you some energy and time so you wouldn't bother watching one battle after another. So now in pre-Oscar season, I felt compelled to start doing some movie reviews. And one of the big contenders for Oscars is One Battle After Another. So I forced myself to watch this movie even though my expectations were quite low, but it fell even below the low expectations. I thought that it was a woke movie, but it was even worse than a woke movie. It was not making any clear point about anything. I couldn't connect with any characters, couldn't emotionally attach to any of the characters, didn't understand what it was really all about. Everyone in the movie sucks. The leftist radical terrorists are portrayed as trashy ghetto thugs, rightfully so. Those right-wing cabal portrayed as some kind of KKK extremist Nazis or something, also in a very caricature and unrealistic way. Captain Lockjaw, who seemed like he was pursuing the revolutionaries, but then he had this perverse attraction to one of them, this girl, Perfidia Beverly Hills, and I don't know what happened between them, but they had some kind of a sick attraction to each other. They produced this girl who grew up in a terrible environment. But what is the point of all this? I didn't understand also why the cabal, this society of Christmas adventurers, whatever they're called, decided to kill Lockjaw. I felt like his decision to kill his own daughter was really crazy, way out there and unrealistic even for really bloodthirsty monsters he was portrayed to be. But the main point is I couldn't connect with anyone there. They didn't feel real. None of the characters felt real. They were all caricatures. It's some kind of an attempt for a social satire, but I didn't quite understand what it was the point of the movie. What kind of a point they were trying to make in the movie? What was their message? That everybody sucks? I don't know. I don't understand. I couldn't really connect with any of it. And I feel like it was a waste of time watching it. And Perfidia Beverly Hills, a normal world, not in the sick imagination of the filmmakers, she could have probably just gotten a good college education and joined the workforce somewhere, working as an accountant or maybe even a banker, or she could have made something of herself. No one is stopping people like her from succeeding, but they had to make her a terrorist who is hating her country, who wants to destroy extremist, radical, staging a revolution to destroy everything. And then, let's say the revolution succeeded. Then what happens after that? Perfidia? You think you're gonna become general secretary of the Politburo or something and be in charge? They're not gonna let you be in charge anyway. Look at every revolution. All the revolutionaries that actually made it happen usually were brushed aside or massacred by bureaucracy that inevitably comes to power once the revolution actually succeeds. The original revolutionaries always go to guillotine or to some kind of gulag, etc., and then the bureaucracy takes over. Every socialist revolution proceeded in that way. So Perfidia Beverly Hills, remember, the revolution is the wrong way to go. Every revolution devours its own children. The bureaucracy comes to power and massacres the revolutionaries inevitably after every type of violent socialist, communist, leftist uprising. The ending of One Battle After Another is, on top of everything else, is very depressing, because it shows that the new generation, instead of going to school, study something useful, maybe trying to become a businesswoman or a productive member of society or starting a family or something like that, instead of doing all that, she wants to follow in the footsteps of her terrorist leftist mother perfidia. And just as soon as she heard that there is some domestic terrorist event going on, she, risking her life, is leaving Bob again, running towards those extremist, radical, terrorist mob to be accepted there and to join an army of losers that are good for nothing, that could never achieve anything, that are dangerous for our society, those that don't love our country, not patriotic, that they're basically just focusing on sabotage and promoting utopian, insane ideas. So the ending of One Battle After Another is no better than the beginning of One Battle After Another, no better than the middle of that movie. It's the whole movie is bad. You can't connect with the characters. Everyone is a failure, and it ends up with the new generation also being a failure. And I think the movie itself is a failure. Irrelevant and woke Oscars will give it some awards. It's still a failure.